Hey, what's up everyone? I'm back with another video. Today I'm not necessarily going to be working, but I'm just going to be introducing my new project. I'm really excited to dig into this one. This is a 1989 Yamaha Blaster here. It's an air-cooled two-stroke, which is really cool. This is a very vintage machine here. It has a couple things to just roll over real quick. That could be the issue with this bike. It has actually really good compression on it. The customer, shout out Anthony for the biz, he said that the piston was replaced, but it's been sitting for 15 years and it has no spark. So it could be a couple things. I'm thinking about replacing the stator and the CDI and all new electrical in this quad to really freshen it up, and I think that after I replace all that, it should work. But you never know, so just a couple other things with this thing. It is just very old. Like these tires are like hydro cracked, they're flat. Suspension is pretty bouncy, to say the least. So I might do a little bit with the suspension, of course, polish everything up, give this thing a fresh set of plastics, hopefully, if it's in the budget. Give it new seat cover, give it a whole overhaul of just brand new things that'll really bring this old quad back to life and how it ran back in the 80s. So it's really cool to work on a quad like this because of how old it is. It's really cool to see something old and rusty and bringing it back to life. So I'm actually really excited to get started on this thing. But that's all I kind of have to say about the quad. I'll give you guys a closer look, maybe an edit of really what I'm working with here. But I'm also going to give you guys a little barn tour because I know a few of you guys have been asking, like, what tools do you have? What do I need to start building bikes and stuff like that? So I'm going to give you guys a rollover of what I have and what I use to get everything done inside these engines. So let's get right into that. So first off, couple machines that I have this Central Machinery bottle jack bearing press. I use it for, of course, all my bearings, and this is such a useful machine right here for replacing crank bearings and any other bearing that goes bad inside of an engine. Of course, you can actually pick these up for a great price at Harbor Freight. I think this was like $180, so it's a great thing to have, especially for bottom ends. Totally recommend. And then right here, I have my buffer machine. This thing is a complete lifesaver. This thing paired with Prima MX wheels. I have new ones on the way. They're getting a little old, but they turn old things in just to look brand new. So it's actually going to be really nice to use that on this, like things like the exhaust pipe is getting pretty old and rusty. Might do a little bit of work on this front bumper as well. Just really freshen it up. So this is a must for making things look new, polishing things look new. Come over here. This is my main workbench. It's a little dirty right now because I'm in the middle of a CR80 engine build right there for my buddy Alex. So right here, I have everything I need mostly within a hand's distance, and that's really nice to have when you're working on something. Right here I have, this thing is a must. It's a clutch basket gripper for getting those pesky hub nuts off. So this thing keeps it in place in order to get that nut off. It's a lot easier too. And then this is my Tusk crank puller tool. This thing is for removing and sealing your cases back up. Well, it's for removing your crankshaft, but you use it to seal the cases back up after you put new crank or new crank bearings inside of there. And underneath it, oh, it's actually right here. This is my Tusk crankcase separator. This thing is also a must if you're doing bottom ends. Super easy to use tool, and it makes splitting cases a breeze. It's just so cool to have. It's nice to have. And then, of course, all my Allen wrenches in this organizer. Always keep them organized because you never know. Well, like you always know you need tools, and they're all right there to have them organized. Then I got my heat gun right here. This thing's nice for heating cases when I'm putting bearings in, of course. And then right here, this is my kit for sockets and wrenches, that kind of cool stuff. Got my 1/4 inch, my 1/2 inch, my 3/8, and then my 1/2 inch down here. So that's my kit that I have, but my dad's got a really cool toolbox over there that I use most of that stuff. But right here, this is a rebuild kit for a jet ski build I have coming up. So this is going to be a sweet video. Brand new cylinder for Millennium. 3 new pistons from WSM Performance. It's going to be an absolute ripper of a jet ski. So I'm really excited to do that build. That is coming up here soon after I finish the CR80 engine and the quad. And then right here, this is my build right here, my personal. It's my 2009 RMZ 250. I have done so much work to this bike. And people are like, Colin, like, why don't you buy a new bike? It's like, it's so hard to do so much work to something and sell it. But give you all an overhaul. Full RS2 Yoshi system. Sounds great. Almost full Hinson clutch. I'm almost there. So far I have pressure plate and clutch springs and all the all the clutch plates and friction plates in there. So I'm almost there. All I need is the hub and the basket, which are 2 pretty expensive things. The inside of the engine, I have Yoshimura camshafts right here. This is a dual overhead cam bike, and I love it. The Yoshi cams work so well, make it a little faster as well. There's a Wesco high compression piston in there with an OEM crank. I love to go OEM on bottom ends on these 4-strokes because they're just manufactured fantastically. I have my suspension professionally done by Speed Technologies. Shawa, of course. Great suspension setup for me. I love it. Super soft. But doesn't bottom out on me, which is great. And then, of course, I have these carbon fiber fittings. Rear suspension's also done. And then just a couple of static things like plastics, graphics, of course, designed on Backyard Design. Of course, hand guards, Renthal fat bar, ODI grips. You know, it's not like, I wouldn't say it's the most built bike out there, but it's got a lot of cool stuff in there that I just love, and it's the perfect bike for me. Even though it's carbureted, you know, I love this bike, and I'm gonna ride it out for a long time. Back to the tools. That's my dad's quad. We use it for utilities around here, like splitting wood, bringing stuff back there and to and fro places. Up here, this is my Puma air compressor. Up there, it's rigged up all throughout the barn. I have hookups right there. That's my hose, which I love. I get to bring it outside, dry off my bike, use it in here. For powder coating, I'll go over that in a second. And I have hoses there, over there, and then one right near my bench. So that's nice. Really cool to have. And then lastly, I have my powder coating setup right here. It's not a great setup, but it's just nice to have for, you know, I do springs, clutch covers, you know, whatever I need. I've done cylinder heads, water pump actuator covers, all that kind of cool stuff. But, it's so unorganized. But here's my gun. It's an Eastwood dual voltage system. It's really nice. PCS 250. It's a great starter co. It's not very expensive either. It's got a couple powders in here. This is like a reflective gray. It's kind of cool, and I have a jet black in there somewhere too. And then, of course, this is my oven. I just picked this thing up for $60 off Marketplace, but it works fantastic. And then this is my powder coat rack right here. Well, rack, I mean, it's not much, but put this tarp down, hang my thing, spray it, pop it in the oven. It's out looking nice. But, oh wait, I'm gonna show you guys this is my dad's toolbox. This is all my dad's stuff, so shout out Big John for helping me out. Well, you know, he's had this stuff for like a really long time, but I have almost every socket, Well, I have every size socket there is. You know, there's a couple missing there over there, but that's nice. Yeah, you know, just nice tools. Oh, this is a really nice tool to have right here. It is pricey, thank goodness. I didn't have to buy this like the rest of my setup. This here is an electric mic. This thing is so nice to use. Great for measuring cylinders after you hone them, getting them down to spec, making sure you order the right piston and piston ring size. This thing is, why is it on? That's not good. Should not be on. But yeah, this thing is just great to use. And you just do this and it shows you how long you're out, which is nice. So that's a great tool to have. I recommend. Should zero it out and then shut it off. I don't know why. All right. But yes, that is a great tool to have. I use it all the time for measuring. But yeah, that's really about it. That's everything I have in my barn. Of course, you don't need everything that I have. I've been collecting all these tools for a couple of years now. Because, you know, it is a pretty big investment, but that's everything I have to do everything on my bikes. So thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.